Well, a lot of people have been asking me what this racing that I've been doing the last few months is all about, so I thought I'd make a little video to show you what it really is. The game, the simulation play is called Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's an Italian-based game, which is known to be one of the best ones out there in terms of realistic. You're watching the beginning startup of the game, and I play it on a 39-inch wide screen. So this is the beginning of this game, and shows a little bit of the power of the graphics. So I'll let that little demo go for a little bit before I start the race that I raced this morning with a league that I'm involved in called the E-Seniors World Championships. You have to be 55 years of age, and that's about as much as the qualifications are, and we all play the same simulation. And we're all different levels, but we all have a lot of fun, and been doing it for about a month and a half there now, so quite cool. So let's get into the race that I had this morning. So this morning I was racing on the Snetterton circuit, which is in Britain somewhere, pretty challenging place, and the league style of car that we're racing today is a GT4. And I'm driving a BMW M4. Of course, I would be driving a BMW. So here we go. Let's start the recording. It records every race. So as you can see, that's me here in this black BMW with the nice blue and red stripes. And I have qualified in 14th. So let's do a little something here. Show you what this game can do in terms of... Notice it came right out of my head here. So there's the whole start of the race. Like I said, I was 14. So, but the power of this game is, look at this. You can zoom right out into the world. This is this track in England. You can look around. There it is. I can zoom back in and take a look at what's going on. I actually haven't done this on this track. What's going on here? There's all the fans. There's the pit straight. Let's go down here in the pit straight. Everybody's little booths, the pit booths. And some of the corners. Now, a lot of British guys race with us, and they know all these tracks because they've been there. But anyway, let's go back to the game here. And what's going on here is we're just waiting for the race to start. We've qualified for a half an hour before this starts, and we're sitting here taking a bit of a breather before the race actually starts. So maybe I'll advance the time a little bit here to get going. Okay, here we are. We've had a rolling start, so here's the beginning of the race. You see the green flag go up in the middle, so we're going. You have to be below 70 kilometers an hour at this point until the green flag comes out. There we go, and now we're racing. So the issue here is at the beginning of the race, your tires are very cold, and you have to be careful around these corners when they're cold, because bad things happen, as you'll see in a minute. So I'm being pretty conservative here, because I know I started in 14th place. I'm probably still here. I can actually turn that on. Still in 14th place, and here goes the first spin. Inevitably somebody spins in the first corner, so you have to be very careful when your tires are cold. That guy on the left or on the right just went by. He's a really fast guy. You'll be seeing him coming up behind us later. So you can see on the left here is the live order of what's going on. I'm still in 14th, and sooner or later the timing will start coming up by how fast I'm or how much ahead or behind him with the guy in front of me. So this guy in the green car, Mr. Britos, and from Argentina. This game is online, live, and we're racing with a number of people from all over the world. This is a league that we play in, so we're always racing the same guys. There's guys from the US, you can see, France. I don't know what MKD is, but Great Britain, Argentina, Sweden, Belgium. A lot of guys from England, they just love to race. So that's why these, for me, these races start at noon. so that the guys from Europe can be racing after supper. 6 or 7 o'clock is what they're doing. There's that number 69 guy. He's a pretty fast player. I actually let him go by. I know he's faster than me. There's no use fighting with him this early in the race. So yeah, it's 6 or 7 o'clock their time after their supper time is when we schedule this. It's organized by the guy who's number 20 there. He's actually sitting in the pits recording the session. Mr. Arobas, Jeremy Arobas, is the organizer. So it's pretty fun. Mr. Popanoff or Panoff trying to get by Mr. Britos there pretty anxiously. So there he goes. He knows he's faster too. So I have quite a good battle here with Mr. Britos in a few minutes. Pretty careful. It's very difficult to pass. I think we're only in this, what lap are we in here? See, we're only starting lap 2. Our tires are still cold. So I'm being pretty careful. But I'm kind of sizing him up and see what corners. A little wide there. I'm sizing him up to see what corners. Here's Mr. Coulomb behind me. I know him pretty well. He tries to dive bomb quite a bit. So I defended against him. I didn't want him to get ahead of me. What was I saying? So I'm being a little cautious, analyzing how this guy ahead of me. I know I'm a little bit faster than him. I think I qualified half a second a lap faster than him. So I know I'm faster, but I want to find out which corners I'm faster than him on. So just watch him for the first couple laps, because it's a 45-minute race. There's no use, if you're faster, you'll get ahead of him sooner or later. So there's no use getting too aggressive right away. So you can see I catch up to him on certain corners. And then he takes off. He's in a Porsche. There's the cars also on the left here. A lot of guys in Porsches. I'm surprised there's 4 BMWs. I'm usually there's only one BMW, me usually. At A is an Alpine. There's an Audi. Mercedes, only one Mercedes. That's pretty unusual. And I think that's McLaren. The very odd thing is no Ferraris in this GT4 series. There's one guy drives a Camaro from Belgium, of all places. He does pretty well with it. It's a very hard car to drive. It's pretty heavy. So as you can see, I'm having a good battle with this guy. Maybe I'll change the camera. It's kind of fun to look at the TV version. Well, maybe I'll put on here for a bit. This is what I see when I'm driving. So let's do a lap with watching me. You can see how tough this is. It's the back straight. That's going 220, 225. Hammer on the brakes and let them go pretty fast because it's a fast corner. We're just hanging on for dear life. Fourth gear. Here comes the hairpin. So slamming the brakes right here. Back down to 2. Second gear is about the lowest you want to go. First gear is I got nothing on this car, so never go down to first gear. So hammer gas. If you look on your right, you see some gas pedals in green, and the brake will be in red below it. So here you keep going, slam on the brakes, let go, hang in there in second gear, slam on the gas as soon as you can. This is the fun corner coming up. It's pretty fast. You just tap on the brakes, drop it to third gear, and then hammer it and keep going. Boom. Now here's one of the corners I'm faster than him because I cut the corner. Watch what I do compared to what he does. I'm usually a little bit quicker here. And this is actually later on. I'll show you where I pass him. That sets it up for a pass. Now this is the fun part of the track. It's the fast, longest straight. Probably end up going about 230, 40 kilometers per hour. And you hit this, slam on the brakes, hang on, you still got the brakes on, let go, slam on them again, big corner, and you're in. So I'm a little bit faster here for him too. All these cars are quite different. They all behave a little different. They're realistic simulations of these actual cars, and it's a series that runs in Europe. So the only cars that we get are the ones that the pros get. I'm actually faster on this corner also. So that's how this simulation works. Every year they'll give you the cars that are in the real GT4 series in Europe. who do I get passed by? Mr. Bywater, also a very fast driver. He got caught in that mess a while back and he's finally caught up with us. Because the faster guys are probably like a second or 2 seconds faster than the rest of us, so I'll catch up to us pretty quick. We're not all created equal. This is kind of the TV view, centered on me, of course, to start a show today. But let's go watch Mr. Bywater, how he passes Mr. Britos in front of me. And he's going to pass him on the corner. Nice pass. When you're actually following somebody, you kind of look for this, because when you're battling somebody else, you usually lose time. Okay, let's go back to me here. Don't watch the whole race. I'll fast forward a little bit. As a matter of fact, I kind of know where I pass him, so number about 21 something, right about here. So let's change the camera and you'll see this marvelous pass that I get. So again, I've been watching him for quite a while. I know where I'm faster. I'm faster here. I'll catch up behind him quite a bit. I'm not ready to pass him. There's no room to pass here, so just sort of setting him up. This is the corner before the long straight, so if I have a good exit here, which I do, I'm going to be a little bit faster than him on the exit, so the long straight, I can get him. Am I at this point yet? No, this is not it, actually. It's coming up in about 1 minute. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm faster with him on this corner a little bit. So I'll catch up to him, and in this high-speed corner, also I catch up to him usually. Well, that's the big hairpin. Here comes the high-speed corner. Really, these kind of cars are so evenly matched. You got to really plan things a couple of corners ahead. This is the one where I cut and he doesn't. So you have to go over the curb. He doesn't. So now I'm caught up to him, and he has a little bit of a mistake, I think, on this corner, because I do a pretty good job. I see how much I caught up, and now I got more speed than him. So he's dead meat. I got maybe a kilometer or two on him. So I draft him for a while. I pull ahead. Now I got to decide whether they're going to brake a little later, which I do, and he goes a bit wide. And that's a textbook pass, as we call it. Now, so I'm now ahead, and my next guy is Mr. Pocock, who is right now 8 seconds ahead of me, but for some reason he does something, and I catch up to him later, and we have a heck of a battle. See, Mr. Britos is a little bit pissed here, and he'll be pushing a little harder for a while to see if he can catch up. Usually that's when somebody actually makes a mistake. He didn't. He's kind of behind me the whole time. So let's jump ahead to like here, and I'm now following Mr. Pocock by only a third of a second. There's Mr. Britos behind me there. Now, Mark is a pretty good driver. He doesn't drive GT4 cars that much, so probably didn't practice too much, because I was surprised that I was battling him so much. But I could battle for about 10 laps, and he actually does a podcast of the races, so I'll be anxious to see when he does his podcast what he says about me. But we have a good battle for quite a few laps. I push him pretty hard. Again, waiting for him to kind of make a mistake. I'm not too close to him yet. Let's see. He's battling a guy from Sweden who He must go off the track and go up the track 3 times, and you got a drive-through penalty. Because when I come up behind him, all of a sudden he goes into the pits, and I get the spot on him. But it was because I noticed he had a drive-through penalty. So if you go off the track 3 times and gain some advantage, it was a nice battle. We should go watch that one. These 2 guys are pretty good, but they don't drive these cars that often. Fun to watch. Oh, he went wide. That's how Mark got him. Very cool. Now, the yellow cars ahead of me. But like I said, at the end of this lap, he actually goes into the pits and goes, oh, what's happened there? He had a drive-through penalty. So Mark and I, the battle looked pretty good. I pressure him quite a lot. This doesn't look like much, but if you look at Mr. Pocock, this is what he sees in his background, his mirror. He's watching me pretty carefully. I'm actually less than a second there now. You see what happens. He sees me coming up behind him quite often. So you get a little anxious and you don't want to make a mistake, and lo and behold, that's usually when you do make a mistake. Let's go back to free cam here. Back up. Oh, free cam is quite cool. Well, I'll show you something that often happens here. Watch this. Go back 5 seconds. Mark goes off, and you're following him so closely. Look what I do. I do exactly the same thing. It's so hard not to do that. It's pretty funny. He lost more time than I did, but anyway. I love this camera angle. It's pretty fun to watch. So this is how close we battled this way for a good 10 laps. I don't know if Mark does the cut on this corner either. No, he doesn't. See, I do, and get a little tenth of a second or something usually on the guys by doing that. The Porsches are better around this corner than I am. I have to slow down a little bit. Pretty cool. Let's go back to camera and I'll show you what happens at the end. So we're battled like this all the way. Now, back to so we're in the last lap here now. I've actually made a mistake earlier, so I'm kind of not. I know I'm not going to catch him, so I'm not trying that hard. I'm just keeping my distance from Mr. Britos behind me. He's behind me by 7 seconds. I just don't want to make a mistake here. It's so easy to lose your concentration on the last lap. You know, we've been driving for 44 minutes here. But look what happens to Mark. I'm not really pushing too hard. That's why he's further ahead than me. He's going around literally the last corner, coming up here. Look what he does. He's gonna kick himself. Oh, hits the grass, and then away he goes, and I pass him. Literally the last corner. So see how easy it is. Let's go back here, and we'll go on his car. This is his car. So he's doing literally the last fast corner. Touches the grass a little bit, gone. And there I go ahead of him. And I'm coming through the last couple of corners here. Let's change the camera. There's the fireworks for the first guys who finished. And here comes my checkered flag, and I finished in actually 10th place. Mr. Pocock's behind me. I think 10th is actually my best finish. So that's what racing's all about, folks. I've been doing this for a few months, and I'm having a great time. Kept me going this winter, and thanks for watching.